Go get the Dolphins so I could do a nigga in. I don't give a damn. Hold up. I don't give a fuck. Oh shit, you got me looking crazy. I ain't staring at the well pieces.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This is taking you to 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because
play,
when they're open,
I don't ever use it
defensive
like
linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
Look at these niggas
blitz with the guy who's normally the last line of defense, recognizing he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ready. 3rd and long now after the sack of Brees, and the Saints up against it here. Shotgun now for Brees. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
See this shit?
They do go for it. It's
Dumbass, nigga.
That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the ground, this is Kamara.
Get off. Get off.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
This fuck nigga came in
running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Oh, look at this dumbass dude.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook.
For him.
They'll wind up with 7 on the dump off, but it'll set up 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Just showed it to you.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter.
Yeah.
On 2nd and 9.
What's my YouTube?
Jackson dancing to his left.
Shit.
And he'll be taken down before he gets into enemy territory. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Oh, you watching it?
Push him back. Push him right.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now Jackson. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2, as they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. So after the INT, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd and long. Breeze, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. About 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it.
A breakaway for Michael Thomas. The 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 61 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the 1st quarter. But in the 2nd quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or 2. We'll be watching that one later on today.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10.
We're going to cry in the room. No, I ain't push it.
The 12-yard line. Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
Are you going to quit like that, bro? You going to be a lamp?
We got 3. Now after the fumble
recovery, oh my God.
And this one's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
That's a train.
Now Breeze, maybe a free play. That was knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Breeze now to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill there to make the grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play-action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with.
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Hey, Nook said, fuck being shot. You ever heard of Cover Burns? He said, Fuck being shot. Yeah, you ever heard of Copper
After
Burns?
the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
I know.
This
Man.
is taken near the 13. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
You trying to figure out something?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. The first throw for the backup Griffin. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Look, bro, look. I tell you. Well, bro, I can't say. Can you hear me? Don't quit. Don't quit, dog. Don't do it, bro. You got 3 pauses left. You gonna do it? You gonna do it again and again?
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Jackson to throw, being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stops at the 25.
Right there.
That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down.
You need to punt it.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Now it's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward, escaping the pressure right.
I know, that's what I'm talking
Nice
about.
work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
He think
the blitz
he's
that
a
time, I
superhero.
thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Damn.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 21-yard touchdown run.
Boy, I was good with this dude, bro.
Here in the first half.
Another Michael Vick.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried the fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards.
I know. That's what I told you he's about to try to do.
Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Here's Jackson, flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good
Got
for
that foot right
15
out
in the
next to you.
first.
On the floor. Run that shit again, bro.
So from the
Trying to
39
act like you know
now,
how to
they'll come
play.
up on a 1st and 10.
You hear that shit?
Steps away to his left.
Bitch,
He's
get the
gonna
ball,
take
baby.
off with it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
You don't
and
succeed.
Finally, able to hold him in
That
check.
nigga sound like
Keep
a Leo.
him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was
Don't
good
pass it.
downfield.
Bitch,
Jackson
got
hit,
him.
and he lost
Get
the
him.
football.
Fuck out of
This
here,
is picked
nigga.
up by the
Off
Saints.
out of here,
And these
nigga.
guys are
I
gonna
tell
get
you,
the
I get on here to
football
take
at the
shit, nigga.
37-yard line.
Take shit. First you don't succeed, get yourself up and try again. Oh man, you're a cornball. Dawg, you just getting all the wins, bro.
I know. That's what people be doing.
Oh man, the connection. He ain't like the fumble. It's like, man, I'm playing 2 people. I'm out of here. That fumble, nigga. I'm gonna hit the ball. You keep running with the running back on it. I'm gonna have them defenders punching your ass till you fall to the floor. Look at that shit. You know, you hit that top button right here. Them niggas going. On defense, they tackle you when you hit that. They tuck one in, nigga. But let me go beat another nigga ass with the KCs. They're not all that, bro. Ezekiel the man, bro. Yeah. They fucking put this nigga. Who was it? The last few niggas that was left. Colts. Titans. They had the Titans showing out with Henry raggedy ass. Like, who the fuck is a Henry? But I beat these niggas with anything. They could see me in the field. Straight knocking. Hey, drop the beat, nigga. We ain't playing. This some heat, nigga. What I'm saying. How could you lie to my face? Let me play. Hey. Still searching. Still searching. I'ma treat you how you treat me. Do you like how it tastes? Shawty use it. Can't treat you like my ace. I don't like this shit, bro. I don't like being stuck like that. You keep calling me everything. 10 minutes. What's happening? I'm trying to beat a nigga ass. Who's my victim? Vikings.
From the site that many call the loudest in the
I told you I got one inside the car.
Inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with the Tennessee Titans.
But them niggas, I was just talking about them.
The Florida Atlantic man Greg Joseph ready to get this one started.
That boy. I know what he about to do.
From Arrowhead.
Sock cop. That's what you call yourself. The sock cocky. It's about to be a quick one, man. Take it my time too. I don't want to get bored.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams.
That's how you run a nigga over, no?
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Call it no gain.
See how I jump out that line? You better be lucky.
And it's second down now.
He's trying to catch
a defensive end getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game. Because
look at that shit.
You know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback.
Watch the cut,
that was good recognition on that.
This
traffic and it's intercepted. Picked off here, the 32. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry.
Keep going with
Looking
him.
for a seam, but finding none.
No yard, baby. We ain't giving no yards up, man.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On second down, here's Henry.
Oh, fuck, nigga. Still trying to
The
pass.
second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. But that man, Derrick Henry, boy, was he one of the stories of the postseason. Leading rusher in the NFL during the regular season, but even then, kind of under the radar. But he really showed America how valuable he was during that Titans postseason run. A 3-game stretch starting with Week 17. Charles, 2-11 against Houston, 182 versus the Pats, and 195 in Baltimore.
And what I think is surprising for people is, as you said, he was under the radar. But if you go back 2 seasons when they had a little bit of playoff success, remember when they won in Kansas City? People remember the play where Marcus Mariota got the ball back.
Give me that, boy. I just told this nigga, bro. We're going to be some intercepted motherfuckers.
And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
He took the ball earlier. Kind of
So a
pissed me
pretty
off.
shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, like, second play, nigga. As soon as I put it in the air, he took
him
that
down
shit.
and said, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's
Yeah,
make sure we
man,
get
they
it to
need to sit
Hawkeyes,
them
please.
down at times.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process
Came
is?
out that hole,
Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful.
This bitch slide with a
Find your
pop-up.
playmakers and give them the
She's
football.
crazy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Look at that front line, so. I saw it.
Run out of the gun here, Williams. And
That's
he
what I
is
was watching,
met
too.
quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I got something for you, retarded ass. Keep buying that line like this.
From the gun, it's Mahomes.
Let's take it home, Holmes.
And he's gonna. And I think the ball's out.
Oh, that's out of bounds, baby.
Out of bounds. So they gain a bit of yardage on the play.
I wanted to blow that bitch up to the field, nigga. That's about roll, nigga. God damn. Damn, I picked the wrong play. Must be driven for real.
Mahomes on 3rd, eluding the
Bro,
pressure.
taking it home.
He can run for it, and he will. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
He's like a little Jackson. Bro, they sleep. Sounded like a short out Super Bowl.
But he went for it.
Duh, she about to
Exactly.
start.
He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides with that derriere dips, if you will, that plays over.
I was out of there, bro.
Dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. The cornerback, it's Logan Ryan who brings him down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's different. It's different.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
A yard.
5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in the second
This
half.
be
And some of
good.
these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Oh, my God.
Across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Damn, son, I hit the
Looking for
blind.
Watkins that time.
That's cool. I just gotta take that bitch back. I got something for that.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch Henry, raggedy ass.
A 1st down carry for Henry.
Bitch. You trying to truck some?
We're scoreless after 1.
Wait, they didn't say he got folded like a lunch chair just
First
then.
down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Derrick Henry.
That nigga trying to take it to the hole.
Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Tannehill.
I threw it out. Oh, that's Tannehill playing. He got my ex-quarterback. He's about to quit. That's the first pause.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert.
Up,
I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. He may try and run for this. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Shook. Watch these niggas, dog. He got too many niggas on the line.
First down.
Keep going.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Get the ball, baby.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now it's the backup Mariota. Escaping the pressure right.
Come on, baby.
That one coming.
It's linebacker. Get off me, little nigga.
Picked off at the 12, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
I'm about to play this.
Partner, let's talk Super Bowl. We have to. Before the year, by the way, we made predictions for the Super Bowl. You got one of the teams right. You had Kansas City and New Orleans, but you had the Saints winning. I also had the Saints there, but losing to New England. And now we get a chance to rectify things. So who's going to win the big game, partner?
Well, I think San Francisco wins. 35-34. MVP, usually a quarterback. But in this case, we're going to have an upset. Middle linebacker Fred Warner is going to have 13 tackles and an interception returned for a touchdown and be the upset MVP winner over Jimmy Garoppolo, because in the Super Bowl, if the quarterback does anything, he wins the award. But this time, the defense, which got them there, is going to take charge, and Fred Warner walks away. Super Bowl MVP, 49ers, Super Bowl champions.
Wow, you went above and beyond with great specifics there. I'll be a little bit more general. I'll just say that the Chiefs are going to win by a touchdown, and yes, I'll go with the MVP being number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
And if you're not really rooting in this game, how great a matchup is this?
It's fantastic. Going to be a ton of fun.
What'd you say?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Williams. Just a yard of a pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Where you at right now?
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And for the 3rd time,
I don't know. Let me call you back. Damn, man. God, fucking scored on. I've been playing this whole time and he gets scored on. Oh, that nigga dropped the ball. Oh, man.
Bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans.
Yeah, man. Fuck it, man.
The Titans
like 5
offense
minutes.
set to begin the drive.
This nigga took
Tie-ball
the ball
game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I told you that already when you called me in
there. Goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
They call it a touchdown back.
Play fake to Henry. Now Mariota. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped.
I ain't even the spot. This nigga was supposed to be on Henry, nigga. Double teaming his ass, but I see him want to break.
Yeah, they certainly did. And you
So
know,
I
when
turn
you've got
around.
so many different
Let me call you right back,
responsibilities as an
all right?
offensive line, you got to deal with
I'm
the
almost
nose
done.
tackle, the two
I'm on
defensive
halftime.
tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker
I'm
slips
call you
forward.
right back.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's the former
call you right back.
Tyrann Mathieu with a pick. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we've had plenty of that, including that interception.
Yeah, and I mean, that still makes it a great game, doesn't it? Everybody talks about if the ball's not in the end zone and points going up on the board, it's not as much fun. I love these defensive battles. Something's got to give with these turnovers.
I'm about to spit on his ass, but that nigga's slow, bro. He spin around like fucking Peyton Manning or something.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return
I'm
after the break.
Oh, I thought you
Welcome
were trying to
back.
pass me that.
Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Check 52. Check 4. Check 4.
Throwing is Mariota. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. Here's Mariota. Steps away. He can run for it, and he went. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return will stop right around the 25. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
On first down, Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jarrell Casey with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes, complete, the tight end Kelsey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 6 there, but now it's 3rd. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Mahomes now to throw. And that is going to be incomplete. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs.
Where are they, team? 54. Get him. Get him. Get him.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. He finds some open field here. Derrick Henry all alone. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 93 yards. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically. Because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
Joseph now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit. They're in the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go into that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And Robinson with a big catch. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down. Spectacular catch turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
You got that little star boy right there. Gotta hit on myself. Right in his mouth.
Now here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
He bumped him and let him go.
This is caught inside the 15.
Kelsey, nigga.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
My headphones.
Travis Kelsey.
I saw him bump him and let the nigga go. I was like, he is so magical.
Away now from tying this football game.
Magical, lucky charm.
That's a tough combination to defend. You know Patrick Mahomes has the big arm, and he's got the elusiveness and the speed. So even though you force him from the pocket, he's still dangerous.
Bad idea, in my opinion, to force him from the pocket. Do everything possible to hem him in and make him make the throws from right there in the center of it. And look, we know he's got the big arm. You just noted that. But when he gets outside, it puts so much stress on your defense, trying to locate where receivers are, make sure you're covering them, and he can throw the ball the length of the field. So you just tell a receiver, just keep going. He'll find him, and he did there.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Down that shit.
Oh, spinning away. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Right now.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here? Derrick Henry all alone. The 40. He's at the 30.
Bro, how the fuck is
10,
that?
5.
Just try me like that, bro.
Titans.
What
Derrick
happened there?
Henry, 82 yards. And the Titans have taken the lead.
Okay,
So what was already a game to
I go
remember
right now, try
becomes
to get
even
one.
more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now
I'm
for the
saying if I
game.
go
And I
with
love
you,
the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
well, you gotta let me know, bro. When is that? Cause I can pay them. All right.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd down. Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off the draw, here's Williams. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Davian Williams there to make the grab as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is caught. And they've got the lead here in the 4th. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here. Derrick Henry all alone. 30. The 20. Touchdown Titans. Derrick Henry, 75 yards. And the Titans are going to retake the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
I'm in the game.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident up to...
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jayon Brown able to run him down for a loss of a yard. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First down, Titans, gain of 12. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They keep it with Henry on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Mariota hands to Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
He was brought down by Kendall Fuller.
Henry, the lone man in the backfield. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And he'll get it up the middle. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better, and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes, flushed out right. Now a desperation throw, and that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. One final try from Mahomes. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And the Titans are going to come up with it. And that should just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.